Thank you, intelligence, for making this possible. Thank you for meeting my entire being, for making me exist right now. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful with all my heart. Like I was saying, ADHD ah is only a gift when we are positive. Honestly speaking, positivity is very important for you to be one that have ADHD and not be chaos. Right, that chaoticness will always come into play. And this is why it's easy for me to always be positive. And so when I'm positive, understand that I'm not trying to impress anybody. No, no. It is who I am. I don't seek to impress nobody being positive. It is the need for me to be positive to literally illusion and feel the power of ADHD. Positivity comes to me naturally because if I'm not positive, you can't really feel this. I use ADHD to work out intensively. When I work out, I can work out on an empty stomach, right? Using ADHD. And I am so positive that I can't even feel the empty stomach. Like seriously, I can literally feel it. And somehow, because I'm positive, when I'm done working out, something just comes up and I see something to eat. And even when it doesn't happen, I don't even remember because I'm lost. Like, if you know how ADHD is enough on your plate, right, for something else to be more to add to it would be like you're really overdoing yourself. So I use ADHD to channel my energy into creativity. When I create content, I create graphics, I proofread, I do coding, I work out. What do I do? I read. Those are my specialties. If I'm not doing graphics, right, I'm doing coding. If I'm not doing coding, I'm working out, I'm reading a book. And in everything I do, I'm always seeking for one thing to grow every day. So me growing every day is more important to me than anything that anybody would place important. So I'm always seeking to learn something new, differently. So that's why I welcome all perspective because the truth is how you reason is intentional by source, right? There's nothing negative. Honestly, there's nothing that is not God in expression. Even when it looks like it's from a negative angle, right? Everything brings out the beauty of love. Like I said, if you taste some kind of flavors of a Eastern ice cream, it's making you know that you like that flavor or you don't like that flavor, right? And for the longest time, I was someone that even when I didn't have everything all figured out or I wasn't less chaotic, I was like in turmoil, right? Even when I was in such a condition, I was still someone that wanted to make that next God in expression feel loved because I'm always trying to see how every God in expression can feel loved. That's how I am. So when I do anything that seems like this is not good to be true, like I'm not even seeing you. So don't be so full of yourself. Like I'm not seeing anything but God in expression. Now you might think that I'm seeing you like a human being and that's why I'm trying to please you or something. I don't even see you. Like all I'm seeing is another God in expression that I want to feel love, because love is always going to be positive, and positive is always going to be what feels good. If it doesn't feel good, how can you call it positive? I understand some people say, does that mean that we are going through challenges and that allows you to grow? There's nothing positive about that. There's a lot of things. See, the thing about it is how you perceive it. If you perceive ADHD as a disorder, right, you're coming from a place of literally what people tell you. Because people that live with ADHD, they cannot tell you they have a disorder. Because none, a lot of people did not know that they had ADHD, right? And for someone to know that you have ADHD, it has to be a intuitive knowledge, something that comes from your soul, or you have tested it. Not everybody that waits to get tested before they know themselves. Some people use intuition to know who they are. They know everything about themselves through intuition because they are in one with their soul. This intuitive connection is what the Black American would call it or label it as being like rooted with their ancestors. Because the truth is, your ancestor is simply you in a repeated version of your DNA. Because everything that you call ancestral history is structured from the very first cell to you presently, all in your DNA. And all you're doing is right now, you are just a point of that your DNA being expressed. There is still an infinite version of you, right, that has always existed, that would keep existing energetically. This is why we pray to our ancestors, because on a energetic level, every version of you that's come to heal, to prove love, my cat is looking at me. Any version of you that has come to prove love has come from your DNA and will keep existing within your DNA. So it's not junk. When you are intuitive, you relate to all those versions of you on a different level, right? And when it is a very positive level, right, you get source directly to you. Like you're getting that, because the truth is there is no separation in spirit. People think they are different spirits, so many of them, right? Because of how they perceive life. And the thing is, when you perceive life, the way we perceive life defines life literally. It expresses what point on our DNA are we expressing life from. That's the thing. It tells you where you are located on your DNA, the spectrum you are located on. And the crazy thing about this DNA, right, is that there's just one DNA that exists in all of existence. I know, I know that's the part that feels like it's a lie. Like you might even argue with me that it's a lie from the pit of hell, but the truth is, it's just one DNA that exists in all of existence. I swear to God, even though it doesn't make sense to swear. And this understanding is what you can only get from source, because everything that can exist, it's source itself, just expression itself infinitely. That's why when two people meet, it's God in a different form meeting another form of God. So when expressing love to you. In my head, what's going on in my head is I'm expressing love to another God in expression. And for the longest of time, because of this understanding I have, I even seen that people are not positive, right? They would rather try to bring you down, or they would rather want to bring you down by any chance they can, or any means they possibly understand their way of negative expression, right? Even knowing that this person is not expressing love towards you, but you just keep seeing that everybody's God in expression. This was me being ignorant of the fact that the God expressing itself through me was more important than every other God in expression that I try to express love to. Even intelligent, thank you for alignment, thank you for my twin flame, thank you for all of existence. So this understanding that the God in expression, right, within me needed more loving and all the love I can give, right? I didn't really see it that way because I felt, well, I'm infinite, well, I can always give, right? I can always give love because I was more in love with God than God within me. I forgot that, you know, I was so in love with God, right? This is where I would admit to the fact that I was blind to the fact that God cannot be everywhere, and me be an exception, right? Because I didn't create myself. So, what gives me life, what makes me alive right now, is that God within me that keeps me alive. And because that God within me keeps me alive, it doesn't matter how I look like. You might not want to talk to me, you might not want to see my face because you feel I'm not wearing a fancy shirt or a fancy whatever, or I don't have a nice haircut. Mind you, this is fancy, rough hairstyle, and I actually love it because it's rough and I don't need to even worry about it. It's like that carefree hairstyle that you just like, that it allows you to just be reckless, right? And I don't even give more attention to appearances. Like, I don't associate with people based on appearances. They're like, there's nothing you can wear or appears that I find like, if you put on everything you think you can do, I might appreciate what you have on, right? Because I'm trying to compliment you, but doesn't mean that any of that makes me want to associate with you. Instead, I'm just getting an information about you from that, right? It tells me how much you put an effort to how you look and how much it means to you, which is not a bad thing, honestly. Seriously, we can't all be the same way. How I look, had, how it became like the tiny little insignificant thing to me was the time where I was still a teenager, right? And I didn't have anybody to support who I was because only me could see. That brings me to living with ADHD, right? This man I am right now, this man you're seeing before you, I saw this man, okay, maybe a larger scale, right? So I know that I'm just starting to grow because I've seen a much bigger me when I was small. And I was as small as 4 years old, right? I could see this me, the man I am. Like, I keep seeing my future self looking all big, right? So I know that right now I'm just in my baby steps of growing. You can only imagine that my baby steps of bread. I don't have gym access. I hardly eat every day. I won't eat. I hardly eat to even work out like that. So I'm not in a competition with anybody. The next fellow that might feel that we're in competition together, he has been eating regular, steady, he's even eating meat. No, I'm not eating meat. You're not seeing your papa, you're not seeing your mama. Right? And I'm not going to try to impress you because I'm not even seeing you. What I'm seeing is that golden expression, and I'm trying to see what that golden expression is all about. Like every golden expression to me is a lesson or information or a message to me. That's how I see life. That's how I perceive life. I'm telling you what I perceive, how life explains itself to me now. You might not like it. It is my perception of life, how I perceive life. So when I meet you, I'm not looking at what you're wearing. So if you're feeling you impress me by your look, I am the least interested in what you have going on. I'm just seeing the details of it's giving me enough information about you, right? Just the same way I might give you information about you, but I don't use outside looking, right, to determine the content of the container. I don't use the container itself because different containers can have different functions and it can be different reasons. You can try to hide what is on the inside, which is the regular thing we do in life when we have insecurities, right? And so I'm not always looking at the container of anybody because even this container is not something am I'm not about the God that this appears as. This appearance just started being existing how many years ago? Less than 2 years ago, right? It just started coming into form. And so I'm not even so keen on how it looks like. I'm more interested of the God that gives it life, that has transitioned from that to this. Like, nah, and without getting that support or assistance that you would naturally see other people getting, right? And that brings me to point of why appearance don't mean shit to me. Because yes, I had that point in my life, right, where I was low self-esteem, like that self-esteem in short. Let me not lie to you, I did not have it. And I could not borrow it. I was on my own. Now they call over here they call it or Yoloa. Alright. So yes, I was that alone. And for the most of it I've been alone, right? So I've gotten to that point where I don't even see anything around me that exists apart from me because being alone has a way of shaping you into the understanding that consciousness is the only reality. It's not something that someone told you or explained to you. It's something you have to live really truly for it to even make sense to you. And it is that lived experience that makes it make sense to you. It's not like someone told you, right? This is why I really I don't judge anyone that have different perspectives. Infinite intelligence, thank you. Because they all have different ways of perceiving life based on different things I've experienced. And they haven't lived 1/4 of what I've gone through to be able to comprehend how I see life. So the way they live their life is based on what they have been through and which can be like a story on its own. I just see them as a different story that I'm trying to understand and I see the beauty of everything because I always see God in every expression. Like I said, that's how I perceive life. Thank you, Infinite Intelligence, for making me possible today because coming from where I am, whew, if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would exist right now. And so I had a lot of times where I wanted to end this shit because it didn't make sense to me. Like before I even agreed that something has to exist other than right, like God has to exist. I was someone that didn't believe in God strongly. Like coming from a religious background, right? You're told that God doesn't love you because of you're born into a family that is barely on welfare, barely out of welfare all the time, right? And even the church, they mock and scorn you and all that instigation. You're wondering even why you're going to church. What is the point? What is blinding your parents that they keep going to church about? Because that's the question. Because church is supposed to be a place where you feel good, right? Well, all this understanding came to me differently because of being spirit born, being directly connected to source, and having ADHD. So this man I am, I kept seeing this man I am right as childhood, right from that small child that couldn't express themselves, and being that child that you cannot express yourself, now coming to being a teenager and you're someone that nobody can control because I was very stubborn. Like you can't tell me shit. So when I see people that don't believe in God, I'm like, God, yeah, go, you got this. Yeah, I keep it up because nothing can tell me who I am, what I am. Like you can't tell me anything, and I'll just accept it. Right? That's why I had to leave certain things to experience life so that I can accept it because if I did not live it, I don't think I would literally care to understand because I think that's part of our human nature of only being interested in what is interested, what is like pressing in front of us. And so when I was a teenager, right, I don't know if I've said this because I keep saying a lot of things that I want to express. When I was a teenager, right, I was in that point where I was wearing rags, my old man rags, right? I was looking like someone wearing rags, right? Either I wear that or wear what they bought for me. And whatever they bought for me was not what I would wear. And they did not care about the fact that I would not wear what they bought for me. They kept buying what I wouldn't wear. So I had a lot of clothes that never got on my body and found their way into orphanage or donations for welfare because I wouldn't wear them. And you can't force me to wear what I wouldn't wear. Like I kept being forced to wear on Sundays, right? And for a while, I stopped going to church, right? I couldn't take that shit anymore. Not even to eat. I prefer not to eat, not to do anything than to be forced into something that felt like crap just to make somebody else feel good. And I was not in the picture. It's like my whole life was about somebody else feeling good than me. And nobody was seeing me. And I was just drowning and drowning and drowning in that negativity for the longest of time. I couldn't express it because I was chaotic. And without understanding, human being cannot comprehend, cannot reason, think. The normal understanding is that if you cannot feel good, comprehension is shattered and it has broken into pieces. So I was in that point where I couldn't read honestly as a teenager for the longest of time. When I just started reading, I just it was something I did out of holy hunger. Like if my mom that didn't that didn't go to school early as a child because she was abandoned in the village. My mom was that kid that was abandoned in the village by her mom. My mom was that kid that was abandoned in the village by her own mother because she was not that expected kid, right? Which I don't judge anybody for, but because of all those narratives of if my mom could use 1 year to read, right? A whole me, what is stopping me? And she entered university and went for to do estate surveyor with all the you know hindrances and challenges she had without having anybody to love her, and she still pushed through all that. Because of all that she went through, I never had it in me to judge my mom for not understanding me, because I came to the understanding that when someone doesn't feel good, they can't comprehend, right, themselves. And when you can't even comprehend yourself, it is worse to think you can comprehend somebody else, right? So as a teenager, I had to choose whether I would care of appearances, the rags I was wearing, let them define me. Let the rumors that the people would say words right in front of me like I'm not there. And I was growing up, right? They will literally say everything and anything in the book that you can think of. And I had to choose, was that going to be what would define how I feel? Will I let that define who I am? Because I'm so many things, right? And I decided, what the fuck? I'm going to wear the rags and wear them with pride, as long as I'm not wearing something that doesn't make me feel comfortable, right? And so they were rags, but at least they were comfortable on my skin. And so I wore them boldly. I'd rather wear rags than wear something that didn't go well with me. And this is where I came from. This is where I'm coming from to now. And that shaped a lot of how right now I'm more about my inner building. Sorry. A lot of people think that the reason why I am positive is because I have it all figured out and I had it so easy. That's a lie. I didn't have parents that support me I am today, and I stopped caring. I was someone that was ready to go far away from my folks and just be anywhere that I'm accepted for who I am. Because the person I kept seeing with ADHD is far different from the person you are telling me you think I am. And nobody started listening to this me, right, for the longest of time. And I had to decide to listen to myself because you can't tell me you know me better than I know myself. You can try, you can always try. But there are certain things about me that I have never said or I have never shared that you can't know if I don't tell you. So that side of me is what I'm bringing out right now that can only be expressed because now I am not chaotic like I was before. I can express myself better because now I have grown to live in positive energy no matter what. And it's not something I'm negotiating with anybody about. So if I'm positive energy and you meet me and you feel, oh, this person is positive, you know that that's just my natural state of being. I'm always positive because it's not see, it's not something I joke with. My positivity. It might not make sense to you. You might think your way of defining positivity, right, should define my positivity, but it doesn't. It's just your way, and it keeps being your way and your business, honestly. And this is something that I can't change just because of how you feel. honestly speaking. And I'm not trying to make you like me because I love myself enough to not want to be with everybody. Like till today, Didi's whole storyline of humping on different people doesn't even make sense to me because it's like not valuing yourself at all, right? If you don't have value for yourself, you just allow anybody, right? It's like public toilets. Public toilet, right? Anything goes. So you being a public toilet does not stop. It's not something that interests me. I don't know how it makes sense to you, right? And you now think that somehow what you do to them has nothing to affect you. All those kind of mentality that I don't know where they got it from. But it makes me see the beauty of why I would always pick me, why I would rather choose me, why I would love me because I love the way I reason. I've not seen anyone that reason in an impressive state. Like if I could split myself into two, I swear to God, I know that I would be able to construct my constructive interference, right? Because that positive energy would be intense, like two positive coming together. It doesn't even need to be sensual, right? It just needs to have that oneness of heart, vision, and everything. This is why my twin flame is like everything to me because it's God meeting God. That's pure love in expression that is God meeting another pure love in expression that is God. And the fact that they are from two different worlds make it a beautiful story. If not, I think it would have been possible for me to just use Naruto's way of splitting it. Like if I could split myself into two, right? So I'm in no competition with anybody that is out there feeling like they're more masculine than me. Do your thing. I'm not eating meat. I'm not working. I'm not even working out with gym. Right? I'm just doing everything I can and everything I can to work out. Everything and anything, right? To work out the best I can. So I'm not never in a competition. And so because I know what I've been through, it's easy for me to be appreciative of who I am right now. Like it's easy for me to be honestly happy, like honestly grateful because I know where I'm coming from. I have the memories that you don't have. You are just seeing this. You don't know where this is coming from, what this used to look like. You might see my videos online, but they won't really show you exactly what this used to look like on the inside, right? And I know what this used to look like on the inside. So when you see this right now, you should be as grateful as I am when you see it. But you can't see it because you have not always been there with me. So I don't expect you to be more grateful than I am. So this is why my positivity is not show off, it's not performance. It's the real deal. Why is it the real deal? Because I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not trying to make you feel like you're not more positive than I am. It's not really my business. Whatever you do to yourself, it's cool. Anyhow you want to be positive, I'm happy for you, honestly. But my positivity is my positivity. It can't. So yes, I love the fact that I'm positive and I'm happy I'm positive. I feel it's the story of such true to prove love, to prove that love is not weakness. And seeing the story, I see the beauty of it more. This is why I don't question. I'm not trying to find love. Like, why does love not exist? Me saying that I'm looking, why does love not exist is like saying I don't exist, right? So this also, you won't see me saying again, right, that I can't find love anywhere. I'm not. I'm right here and I'm valid. I'm living. I'm breathing. Right? And I'm growing every day because I'm using love to grow every day. And it tells me every single day that love exists. It tells me every day that love doesn't just exist. Love is real. Love is strong. Every day, everything I face, every ounce of me says love is the most powerful force in all of existence. And this is the story of love by love itself, truly. And this I'm grateful for to be able to see. So, yes, growing up and seeing red was the most traumatic thing that happened to me as a living organism, right? Just having that discomfort was another thing that took a lot from me to now. If something like that happens to me now, I'm not as traumatized because I've passed the point of external things affecting my inner peace. My inner peace is like on a protected zone on its own. That even something external happening to my body does not affect my inside peace, my inner self. So this is who I am right now. This is who I am right now. And I'm grateful to be someone. I'm grateful to be someone that can be like this. So I don't know what that cat is eating. I'm just happy that I can be positive because honestly speaking, life has given me different lessons. And right now I'm at that point where I can appreciate the love I see in existence. Right? Even if I'm just the love I see in existence. I'm grateful that love can exist. Right? I'm grateful that I can exist. I'm grateful that positivity can exist. And the truth is, I'm not the only love that exists, right? I have a younger brother that is. If you meet that child, you have seen love itself. Like, when you think I'm love, that child is love in full, right? Thank you for the intelligence. For all that can exist, that child makes me feel like I'm not even trying. Like, for the longest time, the only reason why I lived was just to not live such a love being alone. Like, I didn't want to bring any sadness to such a lovely person because the way my brother loves, ah, he loves so deeply. He does things without even looking back. Like, he teaches me to love. Like, that's someone that has always taught me to love. Way before I started even loving myself. Because I couldn't like myself, let alone love myself, right? And so I'm grateful. I'm honestly grateful for my brother that gave me that ability to live longer. So where I can love this me. Now I love me so much that I'm so grateful for being able to live long enough for this this me to love me. And it's everything to me, honestly. Oh, time here is late. So I'm holding this space, right? And I'll keep holding more spaces because the truth is, the truth is, the truth is, it's so easy to love me now, right? There was a time when I didn't, when I couldn't, when I didn't even know how to. And it's because I can feel that positive energy that I can understand then, right? It's because right now my channels are not clustered with chaos, with emotional chaos, right? There's so much peace, there's so much understanding coming in because I am in one with love, I am in one with source, I embody love as a living present state of being. And this is why I wish black Americans could take on this kind of lifestyle because the truth is slavery happened years back and keeping that pain from slavery is justified as you might think it is, right? I'm not saying we shouldn't honor the path you came in. Like the truth is, you are still your ancestors. You are that ancestor that is begging to just heal. That yearning within the soul to be connected to your roots. The roots that you are needing to be connected to that your head is interpreted as your ancestors is source itself. And source is positive energy. This is why ADHD blossom in positivity because you become in one with source, right? When you're positive, when you have that positivity within you all the time, it's easy for you to be a friend of source because source loves positive. The source will always find itself flowing freely when there's positivity. So you can imagine how love loves to feel good. If love can love to feel good, right? Because source itself is love. Because we are all love beings, like that's why we do everything to feel good. We do all to feel good because we are love beings. And so if we can do all to feel good, imagine how love loves feeling good. And so this is why I'm here to tell you that being ADHD is a blessing. And it comes from feeling good. It comes from being positive. Because you can't see that positivity in ADHD if you are not feeling good, right? Because there's nothing positive about ADHD if you're not feeling good. This is something you should keep in mind. There's nothing positive about ADHD if you're not feeling good. And I use dopamine to grow because end result of eating food, right, is dopamine. If I can produce that dopamine, right, it means that I can grow limitlessly, right, without any limits. And so this is a significant proof that love is the most powerful force in all of existence. Well, yes, I don't want to stretch this video more than it is because this is the second video. Right? First one was interrupted by my battery, and we're back here. So yes, I hope you take that information. Somehow with you find a way to understand that positivity is the proof of love. Positivity is the proof of love in every sense. This is why ADHD, right? Alchemy delivered hourly directly. That's what I call it. So when I say ADHD, I mean alchemy delivered hourly directly, right? So yes, positive energy is very important. It is key. It is everything to me. And knowing that it has to be genuine, true for it to work. I don't need to perform. I don't need to put off an act. I don't need to like act like I'm positive. You get. So when I'm positive and I'm grateful and I'm saying I love you, and it's not like I'm performing anything. If I'm not genuine, and it's myself I'm shooting in the foot like right. So what is the point of not being genuine about positivity, right? It's just common sense. When you see that being positive is the nature of what you are existing within, going against it will just bring different catastrophe to yourself. And instead of doing that and killing yourself, why not just be positive? But the truth is, I think it's easier when you see it, and that's why intuition gets better when you are positive. Honestly, you can't be negative and have good intuition or clear intuition. Everything will be on the negative side. That's how you be thinking that you can swap someone's destiny. You know, all those kind of things. You'll be thinking you can steal someone's power, you can do something to another person, forgetting that what you exist within is very much alive, right? And has intention for everything that can exist. But yes, I'm not laughing at anybody in general, but I'm just laughing at the idea, right? It's silly and it doesn't make sense. So yes, love is going to be everything to me. I'm grateful and happy to be positive, to be on the positive side because, like I said, I didn't create myself. I'm not self made, I'm spirit made. And spirit is love, so I'm love made. Love is why I exist right now. Love is why I am here with you, why you see me, why you can see me. And it's why I keep increasing every day. Even when I don't eat meat, even when I have times where I have to fast, right? I will still keep increasing because nothing can stop love, and meaning that nothing can stop me, right? So it doesn't. I don't need to have everything to grow. So I hope I've tried to explain why appearance is not something that can be anything to me. Like you can't come to me and yeah, showing appearance and I'm like you're expecting a miracle. I'm understanding you quite alright, but it doesn't do anything than tell me a lot about you, right? And how you take appearance so personal. Which is not a bad thing, honestly, don't get me wrong. Seriously, I can understand looking at the container and using it to judge what's inside because that's what you can see, right? You can't see the inside, you can only see the that's why they can deceive you and lie to you and you'll be complaining about it. But people like us, you can't deceive us, you can't lie to us, you can only think you are doing that. Like I had one friend on Facebook there when my account was still on. And the person just kept saying their nonsense, like and I'll be like, okay, when you think you are ready to hear and understand me, you will calm down and understand me because whatever you are saying is for yourself. And then the person calmed down and was like ready to listen. And I said, open you that all these things you are saying, yeah, you're not seeing me, you're sure you're just blind with whatever you think you're saying. And for the first time, I was like, so common sense can be common eventually. You know, I actually calculating how long it will take them to have that ability to comprehend. Sometimes I do that and it's fun. No, seriously, I'm not saying that I was such a nice person in the beginning, but yeah, I'm nice because I know that if I'm not genuinely nice, I'm shooting myself in the foot. So it's not like I'm pretending to be nice. I have to be nice for myself, right? Thank you for this intelligence. I'm in agreement with all of existence, all of spirit. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. So right now, this is my present fresh start. Because every day is just a beginning for something new. Today, this is my current state. Tomorrow, will be another current state, and I'll keep increasing from there. So this is my baby steps. I'm just starting. Every day is my starting point. That's the right word. Every day is my starting point. That's who I am. So every day is my starting point to become a better and more higher version of myself. And I hope you can embody that kind of ideology. At least you can call it an ideology, right? I try and name it something. Funny enough, I might have a haircut very soon, and I might not be able to show it because electricity around here. We thank God. Like before this light came, I can imagine how many times I've danced and shook my body. Right? So yes, if you need a fancy appearance before you interact with me, it might take you forever because even if I have all the money in the world, I will not try to look fancy enough so that you can approach me because I don't want you to approach me. Like I feel like a shitty person to me. Honestly. Not like you are a shitty person, but that idea is shitty. Like if that's the reason why you want to approach. Like I'm not trying to belong. I think I'm too old to be in that kind of nonsense of trying to belong, right? That's when I agree I'm too old. Aside that every day is my starting point. Every day I'm a day old. Sorry, I'm a day young because I go every day. But when it is trying to belong, I am too old. Oh my dear. Knowing myself, I'm questioning myself like, nigga. So this is my starting point, and every day that you see me is when we can record a new starting point. If you don't see me, that means we're not recording it. But it does not mean that I will not see the next day. There's always going to be a starting point, right? So even if you don't see me, I will still have every day being my starting point. So yes, thank you very much. And when you watch this, you see, I was telling you before, you know that I'm always going to say it. Every day is my starting point. That's my new slogan. It's not my new slogan. It has always been for a while. Like I'm always saying it. Every day is just a new beginning, a new starting point for me. So yesterday, I can't remember what happened yesterday. That's the gift of ADHD. So yes, every day is my starting point. So I'm glad that right. Imagine the starting point of how it looks like when I start working on my shoulders perfectly. Right. To be able to tell the difference between my hand and my shoulders, maybe. But yes, the way I do my exercise, it works on this part of my shoulders. This part of my hand is bigger than this part of my hand. I'm just happy that I can come online and share my little progress, right? My new starting points. The ones I don't get to share, well, we can't do much about it because we don't control electricity. And even if you control electricity, like I said, ADHD is like a lot of the plates. It's like having too much doing and adding coming online to it. So I think I do a lot coming online. And if you don't give me credit for it, I give myself credit because it's not easy. Like I still do a lot on the physical side and come online to make sure that those guys don't. And thing is, growing up, I never had any role model. So if you never have made the cutoff line of being my role model, don't see it as a bad thing. I'm just too, this perfectionist is what he wants to kill me and won't drop me. It's called won't drop me. But they call it injury. Injury is at the United States. Right? I'm not injured by anything. Like I don't know how to go to the past, right? So everything that is past to me. If you are past, sure, you are past. I always like moving forward. Like I said, every day is my starting point, and my new starting point. I hope for something. Yeah, I hope to keep going forward. Like keep going forward. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. That's the thing. I'm always looking for a new starting point. The new one, better, the fresher. So yes, today is my starting point. So I put in the same energy as much as I can. I even hope to put in even better energy than I did ever yesterday, right? And have you noticed that I've not been saying that, right? I'm working on it. It's a gradual process. Like I tell you, I'll get better. I'll go to the parts where you cannot even recognize that old me, right? Because I can't even recognize it. So I don't judge a book by its cover. I don't look at people's rights now and determine their future. I don't use it to determine who they will be. So anything you do to me right now because you think this is who I am forever, sorry for you. I can only say that because right now it's just temporary. This is my starting point. This is my starting point, and that's the thing. Tomorrow, this is my starting point, and next tomorrow, this is my starting point. So if you use my starting point eh, to say who I will be, you are just meeting my starting point, right? I'm meeting my starting point. It's still, was it going so well, right? And this is my starting point. So I don't judge myself, and if you judge me, it's your free will. I'm telling you how I perceive life. So this is my perspective living with ADHD. Every day is my starting point. Every day something new goes on with me. Every day I seek to grow and learn something better. Every day is wow. Every day is positivity. Every day I'm just like, source, give me the best positive possible outcome that can exist of the day. And that's how I want. This is my starting point. So don't look at a book by the cover. You can't really judge the content. I can tell you I've read so many books. You have not read all books in that can exist, but fair enough. The cover of a book does not really do justice to tell you what's inside the book. So that's all I can say to that. Thank you very much for keeping this to this end with me. I'm really appreciative, honestly. Forget the fact that I'm not someone that cares so much about appearance. I appreciate every expression of love I see. If you express love and I can identify it, see, I'm not blind. I can identify expression of love. You cannot lie to me. You're expressing love. It's so clear, right? I can't be lied to. That's one thing about being intuitive. You can literally see what it is for what it is. So yes, I can't be lied to. And I would advise you not to lie to anybody because anybody I think you're lying to yourself. So yes, it's not going to be more than 1 hour, and I kind of enjoyed myself today coming online, right? Because there's no script. I just freestyle and show off because I can be a show off. And this is my starting point. Don't forget that part. This is my starting point. I've not started growing. This is my starting point. I've not hit the gym yet. This is my starting point. This starting point. This is my starting. This is my starting point. This is my starting point. This is my starting.